given how much smaller it is than Qualcomm and other competitors and Samsung and everyone else, they've done remarkably well with very little resource. That's what always impresses me. That's true innovation.
Yeah.
To be competitive with half the resources. That's why Apple's not an impressive company to me. They're not doing anything wildly impressive for the amount of money they're spending. They just, what they're achieving is completely in line with the money they're spending. It's not innovative, If you spent that much money, you'd have the same number of innovations.
Because they're not making things cheaper?
No, because they're not making things exponentially better for the amount of money they're spending on it.
Okay. I feel you, and that's a good way to start.
That's why they're not innovating, see.
That is the good way to start
Right.
the 69th episode of the Overclocked_. I still like Overclocked_ZA.
Okay.
But that is not what we are anymore. We are just Overclocked ZA.
We've
all
had a
the
little
vowels,
identity crisis
as
along
it
the
said,
way.
no
But
spaces.
We're maturing now, and we're much more sure of who we really are.
That's who we are. I'm Lindsey Schutters, Sharpshooters on the internet. That opinion guy on the internet, Sharpshooters on social media.
He's having an identity crisis. You see, not
I'm
Overclocked.
actually wondering if I should merge the two social media.
Sharpshooters is just really good.
Yes, and it's got all the following that the PRs so need.
That's how they recognize you. Hey, who's this opinion guy? Everyone's got an opinion. It's like assholes,
And I'm joined as always by my co-host and good friend Gavin Dudley, the editor of Tech Magazine.
Hello.
That's the largest consumer technology magazine on shelf. And it's Foschini publication, so if you're a Foschini account holder, you can get it mailed to you.
Yes, you subscribe and it just gets mailed directly to your door. There are a limited number of outlets where you can buy it off the shelf. Unfortunately, it's really hard to get that whole equation right. So your best bet is to just sign up and subscribe.
Or get things for free on the website, which is Tech Magazine.
No, don't say that. No. Worse still, you can enter all the competitions on the website and never have to read the magazine. No, but neither here nor there. I mean, the whole idea is we think if we can pull you in, you'll stay with us. And I'll have you know that even in this tough economic climate, our subscriptions have gone up.
But that's enough shop talk, Kevin. Moving on.
It's a tough economic climate. That takes some doing, let me tell
Talking
you.
about tough economic times, news just broke last night. Telkom sent out the notice to all the unions that they're going to be cutting down something like 20% of their workforce because they're moving out of the copper wire game, copper cable game.
Yeah.
This is crazy. Obviously, there's a lot of knee-jerks out right now. There's a lot of people, the news is just breaking. The unions are planning, they're trying to plan coordinated action, class action, but this is the way of the future. They're investing in cheaper, better technology.
Yeah, I mean, if you've tried to get a phone any time in the last year or two,
a landline phone, like
yes, a landline phone, good old telephone, good old telephone line.
That's the word. I forgot the word.
Yeah, telephone. Yeah, as opposed to mobile. A telephone. If you try to get a telephone in the last year or two, chances are they may have refused to sell it to you. They want you to take what's now called an LTE VoIP line. LTE, as you know, is like fast cellular data access. And VoIP is when they use a voice service over the data service. So it's a completely cordless phone. It works more or less like a cell phone, except that you use it in your house.
Yeah.
Like a landline phone, but it's completely cordless. So they probably tried to sell you one of those. I know they've been trying to sell
I'm still waiting for
Lindsey one of these.
They said that they're going to upgrade our line to a LTE line.
Yeah.
And that was in October.
So I mean, the big picture
I'm still waiting for the technicians to arrive with our new modem.
The big picture is you've got to understand the rate of cable theft, copper cable theft around South Africa, how impossible it is to guard against, and how much money is lost through cable theft. It is absolutely astronomical. And so that is pushing Telkom to move away from copper lines in the ground and move everything into a wireless situation. Much easier to maintain, much lower costs, much better coverage, all these things. This is why Telkom is moving its entire base of operations to a cordless system.
And that's a capex, or capital expenditure on their part to invest in LTE, 5G, fiber, all those sorts of things.
It'll be so much less than all the copper they're losing in the ground.
And they have to shift those resources into that expenditure, like infrastructure spend, and that means cutting down on jobs and pulling out of one specific area. And it's sad, like, it's really actually terrible that it has to happen and people have to lose their jobs. But this is technology moves forward. And we can't. I mean, talking about technology moving forward, Kevin. Also, last week, Dion Wired, Mass Smart put out a notice that they'll be shutting down. I think it's 65 of the Dion Wired stores, or
Well,
65
all of them
combined.
All of them, effectively.
All of them.
All of them, yeah.
I thought they were going to keep like 1 or 2 high performance
Oh,
stores.
I don't know. If they're going to keep 1 or 2, that's neither here nor there. So again, the big picture here is Massmart. Massmart Group includes Incredible Connection? No, it doesn't
It's
include
Game,
includes
Dion Wired,
Dion Wired,
Macro,
and Macro.
and
These are the big 3.
Then
1 or
there's
2
like the
others.
big other cash and carry retailers. I forget them right. I think there's a
not
Jumbo
Builders
one.
Warehouse?
Yes,
No,
they have
yeah,
Builders.
Builders Warehouse, yeah.
They have Builders,
So-
and then they have Jumbo.
Yeah, so this is like a mega group of retail, of which Dion Wired was kind of the elite electronics version, and the Massmart group was heavily bought into by Walmart, who is probably the biggest retailer on the planet. Everyone's heard of Walmart from America, right? So Walmart buys into Massmart, kicks Massmart's ass into gear, so it must run leaner, more efficient, whatever.
Yeah.
Dion Wired, one of the subsidiaries of Massmart, is now unfortunately been unable to turn itself around over time, and the price now is they're being shut down. I think what they're seeing is it's just much easier to sell cheap TVs out of Macro, out of Game,
And online.
And online. Oh, I don't know how many people are buying these
I
things
think
online.
a lot of the high-end stuff people are going direct to supply, because a lot of the manufacturers are opening up brand stores.
You think? Okay.
If not that, then they're buying it online at
I mean,
outlets like Takealot
so
and that sort of thing.
What confuses me now is if you want to buy a 35,000 Rand TV,
Yeah.
because that's the sort of market you're shopping in,
Yeah.
25,000, let's say 25,000 Rand TV. What are you going to do? Because that's not really your macro market. That's not really your game market.
That is your macro
might,
market.
They might have a 35,000 Rand TV, but I can assure you they'll only have one in stock, and the salesperson won't know anything about it.
No, but the
because
important
that's not
thing,
their
the
target
important thing
market.
is
So-
floor space.
Well, okay, so my point is, if you're trying to buy a high-end TV, what are your options now? Your options are you have to go to a Meubelier, a furniture store, Tafelberg Furnitures, Hirsch's, this kind of thing, which is not a bad thing. It just means that the one top-end retailer for that kind of product disappeared overnight. Interesting.
Yeah, but for me, it's more, it comes down to like Massmart and just how they're controlling the floor space. So the game stores move a lot of foot traffic through them, and they're spending a lot of money. They have like a full corner shop at Canal Walk. They're in big places.
But they sell everything from toilet paper to clothes to TVs, right?
So now then you have Macro, which they own the sites that they put down those stores on, because
they're normally sort of standalone, kind of warehouse-shaped buildings. Yeah.
So if you have those 2 outlets and you pretty much own the ground that they stand
Game
on.
can be in the traditional retail space, mall and so on, right? And Macro will be standalone in outlying suburbs.
So then why do you need to still pay a lease on a Dion Wired store? And then you need to have, you can't have it like a little BT Games, little
kiosk,
Kiosk.
It's gotta, you gotta have. I mean,
you need footprint, because the 35,000 Rand, like a 72-inch TV takes up.
That's the point. I mean, at any one time, Dion Wired would have probably 40 TV models on display, which is like absurd. I mean, but that's, I guess, what people are looking for.
And then they redid their Macro online portal, the e-commerce thing last year. I know over December, especially the Black Friday things, there's still people right now that I know are still waiting for deliveries from Macro. And Macro just mum on that whole
TVs are one thing, but let's consider fridges, for example.
Fridges,
so the problem with Dion Wired
those ovens.
is they used to do fridges, ovens, kettles,
high-end
laptops, iPhones, tablets. They did like everything.
Games.
Yeah, everything. So how are you going to buy a fridge online? You can't buy a fridge online, bro. You really can't. A fridge, you got to open the doors, you got to look under the hood, you got to kick the tires with a fridge. Seriously.
But are you going to Dion Wired to buy a fridge?
Well, maybe you were. Yeah, maybe you were. Now you wouldn't, of course. Now you'd go to Hirsch's. I back Hirsch's. Love Hirsch's.
Yeah.
Great customer service.
Or
great
will
reputation.
You just go directly into the Samsung store that has the thing stock?
Well, that's if you're buying a Samsung fridge. I suppose that's the point, is that you want to compare the Samsung with the LG, with the AEG, with the Bosch, and you can only do that in so many places.
Yeah.
You know? I hope that the small Meubeliers, the small furniture chains, Tafelberg, Hirsch's, and so on, will get some impetus from the demise of Dion Wired. I hope so.
Yeah, but it's a terrible time in the economy. I still do believe that we're going to pull through this, and we are going to be great on the other side.
Okay. All right.
Gavin, you have a fancy new looking phone that you're thumbing right now.
Yes.
What's the deal, man? Vivo, you have finally switched on to Vivo.
Well, you know me. I enjoy a good value phone. Everything above 6,000 Rand is extravagance as far as I'm concerned. Okay, I mean, really, because you want to relate to the people. This is where the people are. The people are buying these phones. Vivo is one of the mega brands. It's a mega brand that no one in South Africa has ever heard of, except the geeks. The geeks know Vivo.
And the cricket fans.
Oh, okay, right, okay. The geeks know Vivo because it's part of a group called BBK Electronics that also has two other mega brands, being Oppo and OnePlus.
Yes.
Yeah. So these are three phone mega brands that I think the biggest, second biggest market share in China after Huawei. And that means that they're massively well known globally. They've done very well in other parts of the world. But Vivo, which is sort of the entry-level brand for them, has just come to South Africa. Its first two models are very affordable. The first one is called the X91C, I believe. I think it's what's called.
Yes.
Something like that. And that is 1,700 Rand, if I'm not mistaken. The model I've got with me here right now is the X11. It's a slightly more upmarket model, and this one is 2,700 Rand. I've been putting it through its paces, feels great in hand, looks great, but nothing unusual to recommend it. It's got the standard camera setup, it claims to have AI, all those things, just like every other phone in this price, except it has a 5,000 milliamp hour battery.
Yeah, which is quite
highly
exceptional.
unusual. Yeah, quite exceptional in a phone that's as slim and trim as every other phone in the category. 5,000 milliamp hours, I think, is the biggest phone battery I've ever had. So, do you know of any phone with bigger battery than that?
No. Didn't you have that thing that we laughed at the other
thing that you could use as a hammer or as a weapon? Yeah, okay. These extremely ruggedized phones. But of the normal slim and trim phones, 5,000 milliamp hour battery is the biggest I've ever had. So that's all very impressive. Other than that, I would have to say the phone spec is generally very average. The user interface is a little unusual. Lindsey was thumbing through it earlier. He's not thrown by things like that, but I'm more easily thrown by variations in how the interface works. So that's
What version
Vivo.
of Android is it running?
Ooh, I think this is 9.
Okay.
I think it's 9. I'll look into it again. I can't remember. The point is, Vivo is just another phone come to market, but it has the legs and it has the pockets deep enough to actually starve all the other contenders out of the market, all the newcomers who've arrived on South African shores. I'm not going to name them by name in case they feel slighted. People with less clout.
I'm going to say, I'm going to put it out there.
I know you're going to say it starts with a T.
No. That you should be seeing a lot more of Vivo in places that you didn't expect. Very, very soon.
Sports endorsements?
Yes, sports. There's going to be some of that. Cricket fans might be quite thrilled.
We are heading into peak cricket season. Okay. All right, so that's the Vivo brand. Look out for it. It's a massive global brand, done very, very well all over the world. Just arrived here, but it's always tough to get into the South African market. But you can take a chance on Vivo, I think.
Yes.
Okay.
No, definitely. It's one of my recommendations to close 2019. It was one of my recommendations. And I think they're going to do well. From March through to June, you're going to see some more flagship devices coming.
Oh, I see.
And they might be a big player when it comes to 5G handsets, specifically in this country. Yeah, they've got a couple of nice ones in their lineup overseas, and because they work well in India, they should work well here.
Yeah, similar kind of market demographic usage. Can I just cut over to one final mention of CES? So CES, the Consumer Electronics Show, is this mega event. It's
happened last week.
Yeah, I think it involves something like 20,000 products and 5,000 stalls and all sorts of weird things.
Nothing new really launches there.
Well,
more concepty stuff.
Yeah, people always pick out the fascinating bits like Bluetooth-driven dildos and electronic toilet roll holders and weird things like that.
But it's more like the industry comes together and the backdoor deals or the background deals that enable all the technology deployments that gets made.
The front of house is just for consumers to go, gee, wow.
Yeah.
But I did spot one interesting product there. A company called TerraCube. TerraCube brought out a phone with a 4-year, no questions asked warranty. So you take this phone at any time in 4 years, you can just send the phone back to them and go, oh, it's not working. And they will just send you a new one. And the idea being that they want phones to last much longer. That ultimately has got to be good for the planet. It's very average spec, 6.2-inch monitor, 6.2-inch screen, 6 gig RAM, that kind of thing. Basic cameras, a MediaTek processor. But the point is, you can get the phone swapped out, no questions asked, within 4 years for the asking price, which is $280. I'm struggling to do the translation, the maths. $280 for the phone.
It's like 4,000 grand.
Probably a little more by the time, if it were to get here.
Yeah.
But the point is, you can have it swapped out, no questions asked, any time over a 4-year period. That's hell of a impressive.
That is very impressive.
All right,
but
that's
then
my
moving
last
on, Gavin, at CES as well, the Bluetooth people, the people who run the Bluetooth standard, were out in force, introducing new. What is it called? It's the Bluetooth. It's like a new high-end audio transfer for Bluetooth.
Yes, I did hear about this.
Yeah. So you are talking about aptX voice.
Can I not talk about aptX?
Okay.
The reason I don't want to talk about aptX is because I think it warrants a much deeper discussion for us.
Yes.
Because I know that you're a fan of an alternate standard that competes directly with aptX. I'm a big aptX fan. It optimizes music and voice over Bluetooth. Which has always been a problem with Bluetooth. It crushes the sound down in order to transfer it wirelessly, and it ends up sounding terrible at the other end. aptX overcomes that, but Lindsey has an alternate standard called
LDAC, which is Sony's
LDAC
one
done
that's the
by
highest.
Sony.
But I mean, that's very like highfalutin sort of.
Okay, we'll discuss it on another show, because if you're going to do wireless music, you probably need to know about these standards.
And we love having a good old standard
fight.
Right.
Yes.
Talking about music quality, Gavin, I believe that everybody should be on streaming services by now.
Yes.
You believe that people still have massive music archives that they like to move around, and you want to listen to your music collection over the air via cloud service using all of that data.
So this is a good topic. So over the years, I have had 3 different storage arrays, which we've filled up for a total of 12 terabytes. 12 terabytes of music, photos, and movies.
Yeah.
Okay, 3 different storage arrays we added into our home network. Right now, they're all switched off. Not one of them is switched on. We're just not using any of the 12 terabytes of multimedia that I collected over the years, because you can just get them more conveniently on streaming services. So every now and then there's an exotic movie that's not available on any streaming service. I have to turn on the drive and then go and find the movie, or sometimes it's a TV series that I want to rewatch from the past. It's a real pain in the ass. But it did lead me into another place, which is, what if they don't have the thing you want on the streaming service? Let's say it's an album by Miles Davis that's so obscure that none of the streaming services have it. That kind of happens a lot, especially with jazz and things like that. But you have this album, which you downloaded from an obscure source a long time ago, and you want to add it into your music collection. So, you know, with me, pretty much everything is now stored in the cloud. But for some reason, when you put your music in the cloud, your Windows PC doesn't want to pair it up with the music that's on your PC already. So you end up with 2 different sets of music. One set that's in the cloud and one set that's on the PC. And you can't get the 2 to sync. This has been my experience using OneDrive. I suspect that Google Drive and Google Play might do a bit, not Google Play,
Google
music?
Play Music,
Play Music might do a better job of this, but I
So
haven't
I
tried
can give you a long answer and a short answer.
Okay.
So the long answer involves a product called iTunes Match.
Okay.
Which back in the day, you used to load all your music onto iTunes, and then if you have an iTunes account, it would try and match. You could store things in the cloud, and it will try and match your sound library with what it has.
I see. If you've tagged everything correctly and it recognizes the music, right? Okay.
So through that process, I think there are 2 songs that I know I cannot find on Apple Music, but if I do load it up, it is there in my personal cloud recommendation. So the nice thing about Google Play Music and Apple Music is it respects the fact that you might
have your own music. Yes, puts them together.
Yes. So what you have stored locally on your phone or on your device will allow you to make a playlist including that.
Right. So you can combine. In case you didn't follow that, you can combine your own stuff, your own music MP3 files that you've downloaded with files from their streaming service.
Yes.
You can put them together into a playlist and mix and match in that way. Yeah.
But the long answer, which is actually really enticing, and I just put it together in my head now, is that through YouTube Music, you could upload.
Not a fan of YouTube Music. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the app needs work.
Okay,
but it's
okay.
getting better. It's
No, I
getting
just
better.
can't see the
I'm
point.
about to kind of nudge my sister because I've now added her to my Google family. So she has access to YouTube Premium, and then she has access to YouTube Music should she need it. And I'm trying to nudge her in that direction. Like my daughter swears by YouTube Music
Yeah.
now because that's her primary.
But I cannot believe that YouTube Music could have a collection as large as Spotify. So why would you use it?
It has a larger collection than Spotify. Through YouTube Music, you have access to pretty much
Everything.
everything. So you
But
take
why would they put it on YouTube and not on Google Play Music, for example?
because they're trying to. I think it's just they harvesting what is already on YouTube Music. So you get a lot of people who can upload a music video
Yeah.
and tag it as like a music file, as well as a music like audio files.
It just
up
seems
onto YouTube
inefficient to listen to music through a video service. That's
It's
what I
not a
can't
video,
get.
so it's the audio.
Component of the
Component
video
of the
service,
video
which
service.
already doesn't make sense because now we
so
have
what
duplication.
I'm saying
yeah.
is, you can upload your Miles Davis
Yeah.
recording.
But
to-
can you upload it as an audio track?
You can upload it as a YouTube video.
I rest my case.
You can upload it as a YouTube video and then have it play back as an audio file and be able to playlist it amongst all of the other things
Okay.
with YouTube Music.
You lost me at that. You have to upload it as a video because we've already had an offline discussion about how onerous it is turning an audio track like Overclocked
Yeah.
into a
Because
video
this is
track
like a
in order to have it on
30-minute
YouTube.
freaking
Yeah.
podcast.
Okay, but even a 5-minute song, once you have video added to it, is like suddenly 100 meg out of nowhere, like
Yeah,
for no reason.
it'll be like 50 megs maybe.
Yeah, still, who wants to
Yeah.
upload a 50 meg song and you've got a whole album full of them? You know, come on.
Well-
and first of all, you've got to make them into video files. Your first problem. Oh, I'll have to download some software, and then I'll have to get the crack, and then I'll have to get the malware that came with the crack, and then I can upload the Miles Davis. No, thank you. Okay.
Then you
I
can
don't
do
know.
it through KineMaster or something,
Yeah, but
and you can
I'm
have
being
the
obtuse.
watermark there. You don't have to buy anything. You can use
I'm
the
being
free
obtuse.
version.
I just cannot see.
But this
YouTube
is,
Music, I just
this,
cannot see
this, this is the solution to your problem.
No, it's not. No. The solution I liked was Google Play Music combining local hard drive music with with streaming service
Yes.
music. But how can it combine my cloud file music?
Well,
Okay, I'll have to go home and test that
yeah,
out.
you're gonna
If
have to move your cloud
so-
files locally.
So if I had music on my hard drive, I had music in Google Drive, and I had Google Play Music service. I want to combine those three. So I'm going to go home and check that out.
I'll give it a try. Do you have a Google Play Music subscription?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't know why, but I do.
No, then that's all good. That's all good. You go
All right.
do that.
Okay, so just for those who want to know what to do with storing their precious music in the cloud versus storing their precious music on their hard drive versus using a streaming service and how you can put those all together, we haven't yet found a great solution for this. But
Yeah.
I'm on the trail. Okay.
Kevin, what's happening on your side?
Let's see. We have just done a shootout of all the best what we call true wireless headphones. Those are the two separate earbuds that come with no cables at all. You put one in each ear. You probably know Apple's version called the AirPods.
Yes.
We've just done a shootout of about 7 or 8 different
Did you
great
get the
pairs.
AirPods Pro?
Yes. Well, sort of. I'll
Sort
tell you later.
Not from the official source.
Yes.
Somebody's own personal
yes.
pair. Okay, cool. And how did you find them?
Very average, but then that was very predictable.
Was it
And-
did you use it on an iPhone?
Yeah, no. But even so, it's just very average because they're always very average. I love the chip idea that they've got in there to optimize.
So
the
you didn't
connections
use
and
the
so
noise cancellation?
on. No, but I don't like noise cancellation generally. Okay, but I don't want to get into this discussion.
That's
okay.
the beauty
point
of it.
Point is, we shot out a whole lot of different pairs. You can go and read all about that. I'm not even going to tell you who won the shootout. You can go and find out about it. It'll be online in 2 to 3 weeks from now. The magazine will be out 2 to 3 weeks from now, and you can find out all about that. I had one last thing to add. Yes, Lindsey wrote us a fabulous story about 10 most burning tech questions that everyone has. The questions change from year to year. Some of them are the same. Which phone must I buy?
Can I still buy a camera? Is it worth it?
Yeah, Must I buy a camera? Or must I get a phone for a camera in my phone? These questions, the questions remain the same. The answers change from year to year. So if you want to find out what the 10 most burning questions are amongst tech readers and the answers provided by Lindsey with expert advice done in a very short format, do get the next copy of the magazine, which will be out in 3 weeks.
Cool. On my side, iPhone 11 review is up on That Opinion Guy on YouTube. Putting up a lot of other content on the website right now. You can go to carshop.co.za as well. I'm contributing to a weekly tech column there now, and yeah, that's it from my side. A ton of stuff, interesting things coming this year. Please check it out, thatopinionguy.co.za, and Sharpshooters @Sharpshooters on Instagram, Twitter, and you can find me on Facebook, I think, also via That Opinion Guy.
And
many irons, many fires.
We're also going to Samsung twice in the next few weeks.
Yes. The A events, so the A51 and the A71 is dropping next week.
We like the A series phones, frankly. Again, it's the affordable stuff. It's the best bang for buck in Samsung, yeah.
And then I think that's also going to be Note Lite, Note 10 Lite.
Okay.
So that we'll be getting as well. And then February 11th is Unpacked, which is the new S20, S11, whatever you want to call it. I think we've...
Yeah, even for someone who's not like a big fanboy like Lindsey, I must concede the S10 was a fantastic package, and I think the S20 is going to be even better. Actually.
Yeah, as long as they solve the battery life issue and they upgrade the camera, I will be very, very happy.
All right, that's it for us.
Cool, bye.
Over and out.